that which is right can often be wrong. I'll explain this. In this week's portion, towards the end of the portion, the Torah tells us, and you shall do that which is good and fair in the eyes of Hashem. The great commentary Rashi explains, what does the Torah mean by good and fair? It means to be ready to make compromises. It means to be ready to go above the letter of the law. As a matter of fact, the Talmud tells us that one of the reasons that our holy temple was destroyed and we were exiled was because we followed the laws. Followed the laws, of course, that's what we're supposed to do. No, the Talmud explains, we insisted, if I'm right, then I'm right, and we refuse to make compromises with one another. Let's face it. Let's say two people are in an argument. Who's right and who's wrong? Well, you're right always, the other person is wrong. That's how it is. The Torah is telling us, yes, you may be right, you're right, but be ready to compromise. As a matter of fact, continuing in the verse, it says, compromise so that it shall be good for you. You might think that, okay, look, I've got to stand up. If I'm right, it's right. Truth is truth. Yes, that's true. But many, many times in our relationships, it's so much better to be able to give in, or at least to meet each other halfway. How do we know how God deals with us and how God looks at us and how God judges us? The Chofetz Chayim, the great Rabbi Israel Meir HaKohen, explains that God looks to us and says to himself, so to speak, how does this person deal with others? Does he help others? Is he ready to forego his honor for the sake of others? Is he ready to give in an argument for the sake of others? If the person is, then God says, okay. God looks at that person and says, okay, the person made this mistake, this mistake, this mistake, but I'll be willing to forego and I'll be willing to judge with compassion because that person deals with compassion with everyone else. May Hashem bless us and help us to deal with compassion with one another and to know when to stand up for what's right and to know when standing up for what we believe is right is really wrong. Have a beautiful Shabbos.